So, The Rock decided to endorse Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Now, I found this to be very interesting for a couple of reasons, but I do want to sit here and address a few things that may or may not affect The Rock long term. Now, he made a video online, I think it's around like 7 minutes long, explaining his decision to endorse Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. It also includes him like interviewing them and chatting them and stuff, and why he chose to endorse them. And I'm not here to look, why and break it all down and all this stuff. I'm not here to look at a bunch of tweets either. There is a ton of tweets all over it. I'm here just to simply decide, hey, I want to speak about it. I want this to become a discussion for many people, because at this point, I think that it's important for all of us to talk and to communicate and to have conversations like this, especially with the election coming up this fall, which I don't know if I'm going to be making any videos about the election this fall. But the whole thing about this video is that The Rock decided to publicly endorse one of the candidates, being the Democratic candidate, Joe Biden. I'm not here at all to speak about my political standing or my political view, so don't think I'm for The Rock or against The Rock at all when I speak about this. I'm just speaking about the actions of what The Rock did. I believe The Rock was very brave to do what he did. He's at such a high level of power when we're talking about having his voice be heard, about swaying people, about advertising stuff. Hell, he came out with those bowl headphones or whatever like that, and they made an insane amount of money because so many people like The Rock. He's so universally loved. He's made such great entertainment and movies, and also being a big Hall of Fame WWE wrestler. It's kind of insane on how big The Rock is, but to have him at such a high level of power be able to come and say, hey, I'm voting for the Democratic candidate this fall, it's kind of a huge thing. Like, whoa, this guy who has so many people that are following him and listening to him every single day and that are diehard Rock fans, he decided to vote for the Democratic candidate, and that's going to sway a lot of people to go vote for it. But it's also going to sway a big portion of his audience who aren't Democrats, that are Republicans. And it isn't like The Rock is a Republican deciding to vote for a Democrat. It isn't a matter like that. He is an independent. He has stated multiple times before he has a lot of centrist views. That means he's straight down the middle in terms of his political views. And he has voted for other, candidates on each side before in the past. But the thing with this is that his audience, since there is Republicans and Democrats and so many different people who like The Rock, and that one common thing between all of them, these Democrats and these Republicans, they all love The Rock, and they all can agree that The Rock's an amazing person. As soon as The Rock comes out and says, hey, I'm voting for the Democratic candidate, well, you might have just pissed off all your Republican fans, and they're no longer going to be around. And then if in the next 4 years, The Rock decides to vote for the Republican candidate, he just pissed off all those people who were for him when he voted for Biden. It causes this kind of chain of problems, and I think that's a very risky move for him to do, but I'm glad he did it. I'm glad that he decided to endorse somebody, not particularly Biden, and not if he switched over to endorse Trump. Not at all that, just the fact that he decided to have his voice heard. We live in the United States of America. This is the land of the free, home of the free, whatever you want to reference it, but it allows me to make videos like this. It allows you to go down in the comment section below and comment what you want to comment. This country and other countries as well that have the freedom of expression, the freedom of speech, and it allows us to sit here and voice what we want to voice and say what we want to say. The Rock is deciding to voice his opinion. Someone who we've been watching in terms of Jumanji, Fast and Furious, Tooth Fairy, if you watched Tooth Fairy at all. The Rock has been in so many different things. He's been in front of so many other people's eyes. So many people love The Rock. He has so much charisma. He's such a nice person. There's a bunch of tweets online saying that hey, you lifted me out of my darkest times, but now they don't like him anymore because of this decision. It isn't a myth, an opinion that The Rock is loved by most people, but after this really risky move, he might be losing a lot of people. Now, it's kind of hard to say how big an effect this has on The Rock because it just happened, but I do believe that this was a huge, risky move, and the fact that he decided to do this is important for two reasons. One, it's going to show what kind of repercussions can this have if you're at such a high level of fame and fortune and popularity, and you make a decision like this where you sway to one side. But two, can people in high levels of communication where there's so many followers, there's so many people backing them and supporting them, can they make their own decisions? Can they speak out about whatever they want to do? Now, this isn't the first time something big like this has happened before. There are celebrities who completely speak whether they're Democrats or Republicans. It happens a lot. Sports figures do this a lot. There's a lot of known figures who do this. Look at talk show hosts. Talk show hosts do it all the time. But for someone like The Rock being so universally loved by so many different people, how big of an effect is this going to have? And how is this going to affect the election? I'm very curious. This has probably made me more curious than the actual election itself. I love some of the movies The Rock is in. I especially love the 2 Jumanji movies. The 2 Jumanji movies are incredible, but I don't know how this is going to, affect the election. I don't know how this is going to affect him, and I don't know how this is going to affect the viewership of his next movie. Maybe it won't have any effect on him at all. Maybe not. But there's a lot of people on Twitter that are being super vocal about where they stand on this. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people love it. Democrats are loving it. Republicans are hating it. Some Republicans really don't care and they're okay with it. Some Democrats really don't like him because of this. It's all over the place. It's really crazy. And if you have time to go read up on some of this, go to Twitter and read everyone's opinion on this. This is really insane. And I would include some highlights in this video. I just really wanted to get this video up so people can start having a discussion about this. Something great that I've been able to do before is that the Miniland videos have caused a lot of discussion, which that's kind of what I wanted in the first place. I wanted more people to talk about it. I want more people to talk about both sides, mainly the side I've been talking about. But in terms of this, I believe that this is another cool thing to have a conversation with. And I believe there is a sense of a community that surrounds my channel recently, and it would be really nice for everyone to jump on this and start talking about this. Anyways, guys, I would like to hear what you guys think. Not at all am I favoring The Rock's decision to endorse Biden. I'm just saying I am proud. I have full respect for him that he decided to take this risk and be this brave making a decision like this, but I am very skeptical on how big this is going to be. I personally, if I was The Rock, I wouldn't have done something like this, but I don't know. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe it won't have many repercussions. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I have a Patreon page if you guys want to go support me. I'd love for the Patreon to be able to support me so I can make more videos like this. More time to make videos, less time of me having to figure out another way to make money. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe. See ya. Peace.